Alright guys, welcome back to Urge. We're moving on in another race report video with the second of two new races that were added in the Mythic Odysseys of Theros book that just came out.
You're getting on a roll now.
I'm being able to say the whole thing well. Took me a while, but anyways, with this we have the Satyr, which is, as you would know, Mr. Tumnus. Familiar?
Ooh, good reference on your
no
part.
reference there. Nice. But with them, it has some lore history, which I'm going to go over just really quick, brief overview of that. Like, it has some titles that kind of give you an idea of the kind of lore that goes behind it. So,
Sure.
Born of the Wild. Satyrs embody a fusion of humanoid civilization with the freedom of wild beasts. Generally, they look similar to humans with a range of built-in features. They have goat-like horns, pointed ears, furred lower body, sharply distinguishing them. They also are big on embracing life. They believe that other peoples of Theros are woefully burdened with the plague of seriousness. Satyrs scoff at the efforts of
You mad, bro?
host builders with their laws and right angles, and they poke fun at philosophers with their endless theories and interminable discourse. So, these are the trolls of the D&D world.
Without actually being trolls.
It has the art of the revel. It says humans of the Polius generally think of satyrs' revels as raucous bacchanals. I don't know if I said that right.
Ooh,
where
words.
anything and everything might happen. This picture isn't wrong, but it's incomplete. There's more to revel than debauchery. For satyrs, revelry is a way of life. So it gives you kind of a feeling for their kind of disregard towards
very
seriousness.
laissez-faire attitude.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's definitely a very interesting way to say it. One of the
School
interesting
words,
things
people.
here, for those of you that are more well-known with the Magic the Gathering and some of the lore with that, which we used to play, Alex and I,
Back when, yes.
and I know a little bit about the lore, but never been like super deep dive into it. I read some of the like stories that they came out with, but not like super deep or anything. But some of you may be familiar with Xenagos, who is the Satyr god, or was the Satyr god, I guess, the myth of Xenagos. So there's a little block here talking about the reputation of Xenagos, who was a Satyr who essentially rose to godhood and kind of took the pantheon by surprise as they kind of got overwhelmed by him. But then they eventually Heliod dispatched his champion Elspeth, who faced many trials but ultimately killed, Xenagos, spoilers, by driving a spear through Godson's heart. This is kind of like just world lore, you know? So everyone who's in the world would kind of be, well, I guess Satyrs would definitely be familiar, maybe not everyone, but Satyrs probably would be very familiar with how this all worked. But it gives you a nice little block of information there on Xenagos, which I think is pretty interesting, especially for those of you who are big Magic fans.
Absolutely. On the mechanical side of things, Satyrs are definitely more, and I haven't even read this, they're going to be more on the chaotic side of the alignment, for sure. But, mostly good, with the exception of Xenagos, because, he is what he is. Stat-wise, you're getting +2 to charisma, +1 to dexterity. Age about the same range as humans. Size, medium, they're more slender build. They also have a 35 feet based walking speed, so both the new races to 5th edition, both are a little bit faster than everybody else.
Power creep.
Right.
All the new races are getting slowly faster.
It gets
slowly faster. That's an oxymoron right there.
Probably the interesting... well done. The interesting thing there, these are actually a fey creature type instead of being humanoid, which is...
very interesting.
One of the few and far between playable races that is not humanoid. Interesting. Just like its counterpart in here, they do have the rams. You have an unarmed strike. You can use like a headbutt, bludgeoning damage. Yeah, for real. Mirthful leaps, so you can add a D8 to make high jumps and long jumps longer. Does costing movement speed, but you can jump gaps and jump to higher ledges easier for adventuring. Right. You get proficiency in both the performance and persuasion skill. And proficiency with instrument of choice, again, makes complete sense for the theme of where this is at.
Definitely.
You get the common and Sylvan language, which is like the, ancestor of the Elven language, kind of in that same vein.
The Feywild kind of thing going on there.
But I say the best for last intentionally, as I knew he knew I skipped over it. Mm-hmm. Magic resistance.
Seems good.
Advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects. That ability is a little silly, I think, for races to have as a baseline ability.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty cool. Sure. In comparison to the leonin, I think these are mechanically more powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether you think it's more interesting to play as or not, it's just a personal preference choice. But anything you give magical resistance to as a baseline race ability is a little bit silly.
Yeah.
But both, like I said, the fact that it plays very well into the the lore of you're literally a party animal. Like if you play the race, at least if you play it with type. Again, something I like to stress that I like to challenge people we've either gotten into playing D&D or people we talk to about it is that you can read something and say these tend to do this.
Right.
Well, sometimes the best characters are what do the exact opposite of that,
right,
or ignore
go
that.
against type.
It's be the bookworm satyr who's like just trying to be like, guys, I'm just trying to learn here, but play what you want to play always, because if you want to play it, you're going to have more fun than just playing what it says you should play.
Right.
It's just giving you more of a general term of how this race normally acts and how they normally function.
It's suggestions, not guidelines.
Correct.
That's just D&D.
They're not rules.
Right? But definitely very fun, trolly, exciting. I mean, definitely can be. I really like the concept of the satyrs here. Definitely could do some really fun stuff, especially. I think the obvious choice here would be a bard. But again, just because things are, clear cut doesn't necessarily mean they should be.
Yeah, they could be a bad bard.
Yeah, right. Right. But you can definitely do some interesting stuff. Charisma, I mean, what else we got? I mean, paladins use charisma, cast, especially with the new paladin. That'd be very against type, I would think, because you're usually thinking lawful, and then you have chaotic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can do some pretty interesting stuff with there, especially with the new paladin subclass on here. You could maybe do some fun stuff, getting that extra bonus to charisma, or sorcerers.
The Fey Warlock might be as far as if you want to
go like just straight into it.
If you're gonna just go full gainer into the theme, you want to do like chaotic neutral satyr and do like the Fey Warlock. That would be very interesting. Again, you can talk about how good it is, whatever. But as far as an interesting thing, that would be full commit.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good call. I think.
Do that.
Definitely very interesting. I really like this subclass, guys. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on in this new book, so we're going to try to cover as much of it as we can.
Well, you let us know what you want us to cover.
Yes, definitely.
We'll try to cover that in order. I think James is going to try to put a poll up at some point.
Right, we're going to try to get
what you're the most interested in.
But we've got a bunch of stuff coming out for you guys, so stay tuned to the channel. Remember, if you please subscribe, hit the bell notifications. If our new videos come out, let us know down in the comments what you want to see, as Alex said. If you have any stories of playing, we always love to hear those, so let us know down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.